diagnostic, fixing, and then testing again in the dyno is something we're going to have to repeat a couple of times. It wouldn't be a fun journey if we would get like one trip to Musselman, get back with 300 horsepower and this is it. If that would have been the case, everybody would have done it.
to do with this feeling. Feeling so much pain with the love, pain with the love, pain with the love. All I wanna do is feel your pain and your love, pain and your love, pain and your love. I can feel it, baby, feel pain and your love, pain and your love, pain and your love. Alice Sumois asked, can I do something fun and fast and groovy? I'm not sure if you've been here for the last hour and a half, Alice, but we're on a chill out moment right now, okay? You gotta take a deep breath and take the ride.
Klinkt gewoon geil. Het klinkt gewoon geil.
Bill ain't coming. Bill ain't. That's why that fuck Bill Gates. You cannot have that much money without exploiting people. It's a byproduct of your ridiculous comedic wealth. Okay? What are you chasing? Put the money, just put the money somewhere. What are you doing hoarding this shit? Your net worth is like 8 countries. Okay? Relax. I'm talking about cross it,
Cross it.
Cross it.
Cross it.
cross it,
Cross it.
Cross it.
Cross it.
cross it,
Cross it.
Cross it.
Cross it.
cross it.
Cross it.
Cross it.
Fuck. Fuck billionaires. Fuck billionaires. Fuck billionaires. Fuck your feelings. Fuck billionaires. Fuck billionaires. Fuck billionaires. Fuck your feelings. Fuck billionaires. Fuck billionaires. Fuck billionaires. Fuck.
channel. Welcome back to the car. It's been a while since I did this talk to the camera style content, but enough has changed to the car to warrant such a video. So I'm very excited to talk about it and take you along what's new, what's been up, and let's see what it is. So what you guys obviously been waiting for is an update on the amount of horsepower the car's pushing right now. Since the last video I've been to Musselman, I had the ECU tune done. If you follow me on Instagram, I have a pop-up here. You would know that I've had the ECU tune done, and I've been on the dyno twice at Musselman. So the OS Giken Superlock has also been installed at Hardeman Motorsport, so we're going to talk about that as well. After the first dyno run I did at the Bake Auto Racing, we got a baseline pre-tune to give us also a little bit of insight on the curves for the torque, on the curve for the horsepower, to see what the horsepower is that it's pushing, but also to see if maybe there's something at fault somewhere. So that was very educational. The horsepower baseline was 202 horsepower, 285 Newton meters of torque. So that's a little bit more torque than standard, but 13 horsepower less than standard as it came off the factory in 2011. So 13 horsepower is missing. I was like, okay, we need to go back to the garage and see what's up. Since I had multiple smaller issues, I was heading to the garage anyway. So I go to the engineer's garage in Breukelen. It's a very knowledgeable garage. They're very friendly, and they have a specialty in Ferrari, Maseratis, BMWs. So I'm always happy to visit them, to look at the cars, but also to work on my own. So in the winter months, I got some occasional pop-ups in the cluster saying the battery was low, or sudden discharge of the battery while standing still. And I was like, okay, I don't think there's anything wrong with the battery because it always starts first time round. And I just thought, well, maybe something else is going on. In addition, the N52 is a little bit notorious of having various issues resulting into a rough idle. I also had that on my car before I went to the engineer's garage, and it still had that when I did my first dyno run. So at the engineer's garage, they found out that the battery wasn't coded correctly to the car, so we fixed that. With the ignition coils, 5 of them were the correct brand, the correct type, and 1 of them wasn't, so that was changed out to have 6 matching types of injection coils. The spark plugs were dirty, were oily, dirty, so since they had been replaced only 6 months ago and they were already dirty right now, and we have like 13 horsepower missing, we think that we have to put our attention into the mass airflow sensor. Sometimes when picking up, starting, rolling away from the stoplight, I feel a little bit of a bump. So with the little stutter sometimes, the rough idle, the 13 horsepower missing, the oily spark plugs, we think the mass airflow sensor is the one to blame. So we're going to switch that out, and I'll be visiting the engineer's garage this Friday probably. We'll have it in, and then we'll just switch it out. It's just unplugging, getting 2 screws out, getting it out, putting it back in, put the plug back in, and we're done. And we're gonna see, I think, some difference in the smoothness and the pickup, and also eventually in the total amount of horsepower. Only when we do another dyno run, and I'm going back to Bake Auto Racing in a while to do a comparison at that dyno with what I did back then, compared to changing out the mass airflow sensor, fixing all the other issues I just mentioned, having the ECU tuned, but also having less drivetrain loss because there's a limited slip diff that's completely fresh under the car now, and see now the horsepower figure will be. So we have a benchmark at Bake Auto Racing of 202 horsepower with the tune and all the fixes. I hope that's going to be bumped up. So, Musselman, ECU tune. I was very happy to visit them. Very nice facility as well, very friendly people, and they did their best to get the most out of the engine. And the baseline dyno we did right there was 195 horsepower, but 289 newton meters of torque. So again, the torque was a little bit higher, even higher at Bake Auto Racing, but the horsepower still hovers around 200, so 195 at Musselman. After the tune, we have 325 newton meters of torque and 255 horsepower. So the tune resulted in 60 additional horses for the car. If we add up approximately the 15 horses we missed, then we're going to 275 horses if we fix everything. So I'm really looking forward what it's going to be when the mass airflow sensor has been swapped out. So of course I'm pretty happy with the 325 newton meters in torque Musselman gave me with the ECU tune. Everybody knows we're shooting for 300 horsepower, so with 255 we're not there yet. But it wouldn't be fun if I just had one trip to the tuner, to Musselman, and then drive away and say, look, we got 300 horsepower. So it's the road and the journey that counts. And again, with this dyno run and this tune, we focused our attention on a new part that needed an upgrade, or at least some maintenance, or swap in this case, and that's the mass airflow sensor. So with that changed out, we'll have back the 15, maybe a little bit more horsepower we lost from stock. And if we add that up with the 255, we're easily in the 275 horsepower range. So that's getting up there. After that, we'll see what's possible next. And of course, I'm open to any suggestions you guys might have, any thoughts, any feedback. Leave it down in the comments below, and let's continue the journey. I'm not worried that I'm not going to make the 300, because that's just the goal I set. We have to have a goal to shoot at. 255 of course is too low, because we're starting from approximately 200 instead of the 215. I want to at least hit the 270, 275, maybe creep up to 280, and then see what else is possible. We really have to look, okay, what other types of upgrades do we need to do? Other injection coils? Do we need a high pressure fuel pump? I don't think so, but but that's where you guys come in. Let me know something. Let me know the options, and I'll take it under consideration and see what we can do with it. Chronologically, 2011, the car came out of the factory, had 215 horsepower. 2022, we do the dyno at Bake Auto Racing, 202 horsepower. Then we go to Musselman, 195 horsepower. So let's say the car is around 200 horsepower. So we need to get that back. We're going to focus the attention on the mass airflow sensor, because all the symptoms indicate that that sensor is no longer good. So I think the car is running either rich or lean or anything in between, and searching a little bit because the readings from the mass airflow sensor are not correct. So when we change that out, that should put us back at the 215 we came out of the factory with. In addition, I got a JXB bearing support coming in, and a urethane hardy disc, a Guibo. Once that arrives from ECS, that's going to be fitted under the car as well. So I'll insert a little bit of video and some pictures of of the JXB and the flex disc to show you what I mean. And of course, this is just to upgrade preventive maintenance, but also to scavenge any horsepower I can with less drivetrain loss between the engine and the wheels. And speaking about wheels, I need to have the rims powder coated. I have to check if they're still a complete nice circle, and change out the run flats for Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. So again, with the new tires, the wheels being treated, the bearing support, the new flex disc, the tune, and all the other upgrades that have already been done on the car. Let's see if we can creep up to 280 horsepower. And if we reach 280 horsepower, then I'm content, I'm happy. It's not 300, but you gotta have a goal. So the goal is still 300, and let's see if we hit the 280, what we can do, what we can come up together with to bridge the gap of the remaining 20 horsepower. Feel free, drop a comment, make a suggestion, share your experience. What have you done to the car? What have you done to your N52 B30 engine to push it? I still think that 100 horsepower per liter is fine for this block. You just have to work hard to get all those horsepower out of it. And I'm not contemplating like changing the crank, or all the heavy stuff. I've seen people talk about switching out the intake manifold for an N54 one. I don't know. Of course, I'll investigate it. Again, share your experiences with that. But it's a fun road, it's a fun journey, and let's see where it ends. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your feedback. I'm really looking forward to this summer. Sun's out. It's getting better weather, better conditions to film. I've done some small upgrades on my camera, and I'm looking forward to making more videos. I'll see you next time. Peace.